them, this is their job. So show some support. Buy a T-shirt, buy a hat, buy a sticker, buy an autograph, and just help support great independent wrestling, especially in the states of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. There you go.
All right, let's start with Vanity versus Skylar.
Skylar, yeah. And that's two that were at the first show as well. So.
No. Skylar wasn't.
Vanity was. I'm sorry.
Vanity was.
Yes. Skylar is she's her first show. That means I got to make some roster graphics for the new girls.
You do that. I don't play with the graphics.
I know. What'd you do? Tell Rich RDP to come ask me for graphics?
No. Yeah. What was that about?
I don't know. He just messages me one day. He's like, "Kev, can you do me a favor?" And I was like, my response was, "Oh no, what?"
What did he ask you for?
The Taryn Terrell, big event graphic and the Teddy Long Warriors of Wrestling Pro Wrestling World graphic. So I don't care. I mean, but I just thought it was funny. I was like, in my head, I'm like, did Joe put you up to this?
No, I didn't. I see what you guys are talking. I was like, what the heck's going on here?
He's never asked me for a graphic ever, so it was kind of funny.
I need a whoever did them freaking Simpsons thing.
That was great.
Hysterical.
That is absolutely awesome. You saw that, right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely awesome. Did you see the silhouette of the face? Yeah, there's a silhouette that it says RDP like across, and then promotions in the smiley face, and it's got a silhouette of a Simpsons character, but it looks like the nerdy kid.
No
House, yeah. But of course, it looks like Richie, but it's a silhouette of him. But it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. All right, so Skylar versus Vanity. That should be interesting. That should be an interesting match. First time I'm seeing Vanity. What else we got?
Not the first time we're seeing Vanity.
Yep.
No, it's not.
No, I mean Skylar. Sorry, first time we're seeing Skylar.
Say the right things. You're sitting there arguing with me, and
I'm looking at the picture of her. That's why.
All right, let's go with one of your clients here. Caitlin Diamond taking on the girl that actually made it to the finals and lost to Nikki Adams, Davina Long.
Yes. It should be an interesting match.
That should be a really good match.
Debian, very physical. Caitlin, more of a mat-type wrestler, but she definitely is going to have the height and reach advantage here. So it should be it's a contrast in styles, but it should definitely be a very interesting match.
That's actually, I think that's a sleeper match. You know, for people who follow independent wrestling or women's wrestling, they'll know this. But I mean, for the casual fan, they might not know these two chicks, and this is going to be a hell of a match, I think.
I agree, and we don't agree on everything.
No, we don't. All right, moving along here. Another one of your clients, Casey. How you say her last name? Spinelli.
Casey Spinelli.
She's Italian, huh?
She is she? No.
How the hell she get named Spinelli?
That's her wrestling name.
Oh.
She might be half. I don't know, but
going against Allie Rex. Allie Rex actually made it to the second round of the women's tournament.
Yep.
I like Allie. She's a girl that she actually is coming off a major knee injury.
Yep, that was her return.
She has to fight that kid.
I think that was.
If she can stay healthy, I think she has a bright future.
I think that the first women's show was her first match back from that injury.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and Casey Spinelli, she's one of the more known independent girls. A lot of people she got a panda gimmick. She comes down with the panda, and she's a big fan of ice cream. So she's made it very public about she's the ice cream eating panda. But I think everybody's going to enjoy that match. I think everybody's going to enjoy every match, but that's another one of those matches where it's going to fly under the radar.
Agree. If people aren't showing up to see these matches, they're doing themselves a disservice.
Yes.
They really are.
This is the main event alone should sell tickets.
Well, let's go on here throughout the card. I'm not going to sit here and talk about the main event. We talk about the rest of the matches.
Yeah. No. Well, we'll get to that. But I'm just saying, if they know the main event and they're a fan of wrestling and they don't want to spend $20 to see this, they're nuts.
I agree. Let's talk tag team action. Let's talk about Catred and Helen Vale. Helen Vale's a big fan of pizza against the Death Bunny and Willow.
Okay. And you said, well, who? Wait, Willow and who?
The Death Bunny.
The Death Bunny.
No, she can't hear what I'm saying. But no, I really like that team of Willow and Bunny. Willow, I think I love her energy.
Yes, absolutely. Very, like the minute she walked in the door, she was just all upbeat, bubbly, couldn't wait. Very full of energy, and you could see she's got the love for the business. Yeah,
she was at WrestleMania, and I didn't see her walk up. Tony was standing there, and she had the Women of Warrior shirt on, and I hear somebody say, "Oh, I like your shirt. I'm working for them next week." And I'm like, "Who are you?" I didn't realize it was her. I felt like an idiot.
Well, she does have the hair that you.
Yeah, she didn't look like she does in the ring. She was dressed normal.
She's got the hair that you remember. So if her hair was back or something, she could slip under the radar and miss her. But if that hair is out, she's very noticeable.
She's one of the girls I want to have on every Women of Warrior show. I think like she adds a lot to the roster.
I definitely agree with that there. And straight out of hearing, see Bunny.
Yes, straight out of hearing, see Bunny.
Come on, that's a great shirt.
I think Scotty Priest came up with that shirt.
Who is it?
Scotty Priest came up with that shirt.
Yeah. Look, anybody's got a handicap and can embrace it and use it as a positive in the industry that they're in, she's definitely doing it.
I agree, but I thought you were going to say if anybody has a handicap, it's Scotty Priest.
What do I always tell you? Since I got JT sitting next to me, what do I always tell you the first time you said Scotty, when we met at the Brick Diner and I found out Scotty lived with you. What did I say?
Oh, you got a John too.
Yeah. We're rare.
And then Scotty's like, huh? I was like, oh yeah, JT lives with me. And you're like, oh, like it clicked. It's okay. You know, you make us feel safe.
We make you feel young.
I don't know about that. Think I got a couple more gray hairs with your name on it.
Let's talk about the Women of Warrior, or the Warriors Wrestling Women's title. Nikki Adams, who's defended this belt now. I think this will be her fourth defense in like 2 months. Mm-hmm. Taking on Tasha Steele, who's got a pretty good buzz about her right now.
Yeah, people don't know who Tasha Steele's are. You need to look her up on YouTube. This girl is jacked, and she can work. She's kind of scary.
I don't think she's going to beat up Nikki Adams.
Nikki. Let me tell you something. Nikki has taken her share of bumps and bruises and beatings, and she still manages to claw her way and win. So,
I mean, yeah, obviously, when you go through how many opponents at the first Women of Warrior show and come out victorious, then wrestle again that night against somebody like Holiday, it's got to say something about you. But I do remember her coming out for her title defense on the second show, on the Warrior show, and she just looked beat up.
Yeah, her back was shot.
Well, I mean, you wrestle a four-way, then you wrestle Sonya Strong, then you wrestle Davina Long, and then you go to defend against Holiday. That's a lot.
And Holiday put a beating on her too, but hey, she's still the champ. And then she defended it and beat Catherine.
Well, that was later on.
Yep.
That was a few weeks later.
No, I'm just saying she's defended it against formidable opponents. Caitlin's very dangerous. You always have to have your head on a swivel when you wrestle her because you never know when her little cronies might try to come out and interfere.
Well, she also defended against Aria Cadenza on Friday night, May 12th. That's a test.
That's right. So, but she's taking on Tasha Steele. That's gonna be a physical match. I think we'll get a little more mat wrestling between the two of them than say a Devian or Holiday. But don't underestimate Tasha Steele. She is very strong for her size.
Well, let's talk about the main event.
The main event, your two best friends in the whole wide world. Now, are they defending the Sabotage tag team? Yes. So the Twisted Sisters will be defending their Sabotage tag team titles, which are home based out of California. They've wrestled all over the country, Texas and other places, but they'll be defending at Fun Station in Staten Island, New York on June 9th against Team Pog, Lou Fisto, and someone we're very familiar with, Jordan Grace.
And I hope Team Pog beats them up so bad that they're soft for me on Saturday.
Oh my God. Like I said before, just this main event alone, if you're a wrestling fan, this is the main event you want to see. You got to be nuts not to go to. I'm baffled if anybody doesn't see this card and say, "Holy shit, I got to go there. I got to see this." I mean, you got all this talent on there, and you have a tag team match as the main event. That tells you how deep the roster is and how deep this card is. So, I'm looking forward to myself, Joe. Definitely am.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're a fan of women's wrestling, you're doing yourself a disservice by not showing up.
You know, and then, like we said, the next day we got the June 10th show. So, I mean, you got back-to-back, stellar, top-of-the-line cards. June 9th,
that is correct.
The women's show, all this talent, a lot of international talent. A lot of these women have wrestled all over the country and out of the country. Okay, so they're internationally known. Okay, then on the 10th, you have former and current mainstream superstars. Brooke Adams, still mainstream star, still on TV. You have Teddy Long, WWE Hall of Famer, just inducted. Lanny Poffo, who's been in this business for almost 40 years. And Tony Schiavone, who was the voice of the NWA, WCW, and for a short time with the WWE when it was the WWF. And then you got the roster itself. And the Twisted Sisters, Caitlin Diamond, Darius Carter, the Hostile Collective, the champion Jason Carter.
The reuniting of the wife beaters.
I mean,
one night only.
And then the reuniting of the wife beaters. Oh man, I hope Jay knows what he's getting himself into.
I hope the Twisted Sisters know what they're getting themselves into. You see people on Facebook commenting that they know the beating they're going to get.
Yeah, but those are the fans that watched you guys 10 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago,
is not.
8 years ago.
No, it is not.
They're YouTube fans. They're watching video. I had to blow the dust off my enter button to watch some of that YouTube video. It was so old.
Ooh.
Come on, Joe. You can't be going into this match with 100% confidence that your partner, absent from the ring for 6 years, is just going to click like he's never left. And don't think that the Twisted Sisters are going to target him as the weakness.
Well, that'd be foolish, because that guy will beat both their asses. You think because we're old, gray, and bald, that we still can't get it done?
Well, considering you're younger than me, I'm not calling you old, but you're definitely gray and bald.
How could you be gray and bald?
Because Jay's gray and Joe's bald.
Oh, okay.
But Joe's got some.
We're both bald. We're both bald.
Joe's got some gray whiskers
my
going
beard,
on.
You can't see no gray.
Yeah, he's got some silver tinsel whiskers. Oh, but yeah, it's gonna be a good match though. It's gonna be physical. I know Thunder Rosa is gonna try to use her speed and her agility, and Holodead is just stubborn and she's just gonna go head on like a bull because that's what she does.
You better stay clear of me. It's because of her. It's because of her that Chris Weather is no longer for wrestling.
Thunder Rosa.
I should take her to dinner for that.
I know. You'll be the second guy that's going to bring her out. Joey Janela still owes her a Taco Bell dinner for her 30 siblings.